toes underneath. On your exhale, press the hips back, coming into down dog. If you feel any stiffness in the calves, feel free to pedal the feet out. Eventually trying to find stillness in our down dog. It's tempting because there's so many different things going on in down dog that we like to fidget, kind of shimmy our shoulders around, adjust our feet, and we don't really get to settle into the pose sometimes. So after you play with it for a little while, just kind of let it go. On our inhale, let's step the right foot up between the hands. Into our high lunge on the right side. Now we're going to add that little pulse in here. So on our inhale, lift up through the back, round almost like you're coming into a cat stretch. Lift onto the ball of the back foot, and then on your exhale, sink the hips down, flatten the spine out. So moving with your breath. Inhale, rounding up. Exhale, sinking down. As we're coming up on that inhale, think about spreading the shoulder blades out to the sides. And then as you sink down, drop the heart, almost like you're going to rest the upper body directly onto that thigh. One more breath like this. Our next inhale, step the left foot all the way up, sink yourself down into forward bend. Now while we're in our forward bend here, I want you to look down at your feet and just check out, make sure that the feet are parallel. We want a little bit of space in between the feet so that we're at hip distance apart. But check and make sure that your toes aren't turned in or out. On your inhale, come halfway up. Bring the hands onto the shins for a little bit of support. Feel that length out in opposite directions. Exhale, release down. Now this time on our inhale, we're going to come up halfway. We're going to round the back, almost like a cat stretch. So inhale, roll yourself up halfway, scoop the belly in, spread the shoulder blades out to the sides. You can even reach the fingers down toward the floor. And then exhale, release to the forward bend. So we're just going to go back and forth a few times. Next inhale, come up flat back. Feel that length. Exhale, release. And then this time we'll inhale, round it back, reach the arms down, scoop the tailbone. Exhale, release. So one more time like that. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. Inhale, scoop and round forward. Exhale, release. Now softening the knees a little bit more, we'll use our next inhale to sweep all the way up to mountain. On your exhale, take crescent moon or a little side bend over to the right. Inhale, pull up to center. Exhale, crescent moon to the left. Inhaling up. On your exhale, open the arms, dive forward. Now we'll take our first inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, release. This time halfway up, scoop the belly in. Exhale, release. Then we're going to head over to the left side for our lunge. So we'll use an inhale, send the right foot back. Taking a breath here, getting comfortable in that high lunge. Reaching back through the right heel. And then we'll add our little movement with the breath. So inhale, round up through the back, spread the shoulder blades. A little lift in the hips. Exhale, sink down, lengthen out through the spine. With this move, you can think about feeling light on your inhale, kind of floating up through the hips. And then on your exhale, feeling grounded, pressing the left foot down, pressing back through the right heel. Let's take one more breath like this. Dropping palms down onto the mat. And we'll send the left leg back on your exhale. Press the hips back into down dog. Now when we're in seated, we were talking about feeling that length through the rib cage and through the side of the waist. And we do that by lengthening up to the ceiling. So when we're in down dog, when we're flipped over, we're getting that length in the opposite way, trying to send the hips back to stretch out through the side of the body. Let's use our next inhale. Roll forward into a plank. So you can either take high plank, or if you'd like that half plank, drop the knees down. Making sure that the wrists are right underneath the shoulders. Let's take 3 deep breaths here, pulling the belly button in. On your next exhale, slowly bend the elbows straight back to lower down, chaturanga. Releasing down. We're going to roll up into our cobra on our inhale. Pull the elbows back. Exhale, roll down. So staying with the breath. Inhale, roll yourself up. Exhale, release. One more breath like that. Exhale, release. Now, taking the arms back along the sides of the body, we're going to work on the strength of the upper back a little bit more. With your inhale, lift the chest up, lift the arms up. And as you reach back through the fingertips, feel how that slides the shoulder blades down the back. You can feel the muscles right along the outer rib cage activating to pull the shoulder blades down. Now you can either stay here if you need to, lower down and take a break. We're going to add a little movement with the arms. So inhale, open out to the sides. Exhale, pull right in toward the sides. On your next exhale, release down. Draw the palms underneath the shoulders. On your inhale, pressing up to your table. Exhale, walk back into child's pose, stretching out the lower back. We're going to take a twist here in our child's pose. Very similar to our thread the needle stretch. So let's start out with the left arm. We're going to thread that left arm underneath the right arm. Try to sink the shoulder down toward the floor. It probably won't make it all the way. And you're looking under the right arm. Pressing that right palm down into the mat. Now if it feels okay, you can take an inhale, open the right arm up to the ceiling. Gently pressing the back of the left hand into the mat. Exhale, drop the right hand down. We'll unthread that left arm, stretch it out into extended child's pose. On your next exhale, let's walk the hands over to the right side. Sinking the weight into the left hip, getting a nice little side bend here. Inhaling, coming back into center. We'll take our twist over to the other side. This time, right arm threads underneath the left arm. Trying to sink that right shoulder blade down toward the floor. Now you can either stay here, keeping the left palm pressing down into the mat, or if it feels okay for you, you can take an inhale, open the left arm up to the ceiling. On your exhale, slowly lower the left palm down. We'll uncross the right arm, walk out into extended child's pose. Using your exhale to sink the hips back onto the heels. Try to curl the tailbone underneath to get that length in the lower back. Let's take our next exhale, walk the hands over to the left side of the mat. Sinking some of your weight into that right hip to deepen. Walking back to the center. We'll take an inhale, pull yourself forward into table. Now from child's pose, you'll probably have to reset the knees just to take them out so that they're hip distance apart. Let's curl the toes underneath. Take your exhale back into down dog. Here, let's take an inhale. We'll step right foot up in between the hands, coming into a high lunge. And then we'll open into a twist here. We're going to plant the left palm down right underneath the shoulder. On your inhale, open the right arm up to the ceiling. So if you have trouble keeping your balance here, feel free to drop the left knee down. We're going into a closed twist, because we're turning right into the thigh. So we want to think about pressing the belly into the inner thigh and trying to draw the knee in toward the center so that we don't roll out to the side. We don't want to overstretch the ligaments in that knee. Trying not to lose that feeling of strength through the back leg in our lunge. Feeling like you're pressing the heel into a wall. On your exhale, you can drop the right palm down. And we'll use an inhale to step the left foot all the way up into forward bend. On your next inhale, coming up halfway, lengthening tailbone and crown of the head away from each other. Exhale, release. On your next inhale, curl up halfway. Rounding through the spine, exhale, fold into forward bend. So one more time like that. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, rounding up halfway. Exhale, hold. Now we'll soften the knees. Let's take an inhale, sweep all the way up to mountain. Exhaling, dropping hands to the heart.